Two women. Two choices. One family already breaking apart. Christine Brown dreamed of moving the family back to Utah after the polygamy law changed. But her hope collided with fear, loyalty, and resistance. Years later, Meri Brown stunned everyone by secretly marrying a mystery man after ending her decades-long bond with Kody. What connects these two moments? And why do fans believe they reveal the real truth behind the collapse of Sister Wives? Meri's wedding. Christine's dream. One family's breaking point. Tonight, we peel back the layers, trace the heartbreak, and ask, were these moments just personal choices, or the final nails in the Brown family
legacy?
legacy?
She's going to drop off something and say goodbye to Meri, and I know she's not well about this.
Part 1. For nearly 3 decades, Meri Brown lived in the shadows of a polygamous marriage, bound to Kody Brown, and bound by rules she never fully chose. But now everything has changed. Fans are stunned. Why? Because Meri didn't just walk away. She secretly walked down the aisle again. The question everyone's asking is, who is this mystery man, and what does this wedding mean for the Sister Wives legacy? Tonight, we dive deep into Meri's hidden ceremony, the betrayal, the heartbreak, and the jaw-dropping new beginning that no one saw coming. Meri's shocking wedding, the truth they tried to hide. To understand the shock of the secret wedding, we have to rewind. Back to the roots of Sister Wives. Back to the woman who stood by Kody through thick and thin, even as her marriage slowly unraveled before millions of viewers. For years, fans watched as Meri's voice grew quieter, her smiles more forced, and her spirit weighed down by polygamy. The breaking point? When Meri admitted the loneliness was crushing, and when Kody openly said he had no romantic interest in her anymore. A wife without love, Meri's silent struggle. What fans didn't know was that behind closed doors, Meri had already started rebuilding her confidence. She launched her business, she traveled solo, she reconnected with friends outside the Brown circle, and most importantly, she quietly began to dream of love again. And then, the unthinkable happened. A wedding. A ceremony kept hidden from cameras, hidden from tabloids, hidden from the family itself. Sources whisper it was intimate, heartfelt, and worlds apart from the spectacle of her first marriage to Kody. The man? Still a mystery. Some say he's a businessman she met during her travels. Others believe he's a longtime friend who finally stepped out of the shadows. When Sister Wives fans discovered the truth, the internet exploded. Some cheered, calling it Meri's ultimate victory. Others raged, accusing her of betrayal, secrecy, and rewriting her story without the family that made her famous. The climax came when even Kody himself reportedly reacted with shock. After years of claiming their relationship was dead, suddenly he was forced to face the fact that Meri had not only moved on, but done so with boldness he never expected. And fans? Divided. Some cried tears of joy for Meri's liberation. Others warned, is this really love, or just rebellion? So here we stand. Meri Brown, once a quiet, sidelined wife, now the center of a secret love story that may change Sister Wives forever. A mystery groom, a hidden ceremony, and a fan base torn apart. But one truth is clear, Meri has finally taken control of her own narrative. No polygamy. No silence. Just her story, her vows, her life. But what do you think? Was Meri right to keep her wedding a secret from fans and family? Or does this bold new beginning raise more questions than answers? Drop your thoughts below, because the story isn't over. If you want the latest sister wives twists, heartbreaks. Part 2. When the law against polygamy in Utah was lifted, Christine Brown saw something no one else did, a future filled with hope, roots, and redemption. But instead of celebration, it sparked one of the most explosive debates in sister wives history. Tonight, we uncover the hidden fears, the silent betrayals, and the moment this family's dream of unity nearly collapsed forever. The real question is, was Christine's dream of Utah the beginning of freedom, or the start of the end? The debate that changed everything. To understand the firestorm, we need to rewind. Christine, for years, had carried the heavy weight of being the cheerleader wife, the one who tried to keep joy alive in the family. But underneath? A longing to go back home, to Utah, to the land where her roots, her faith, and her sense of belonging ran deep. So when Utah finally decriminalized polygamy, Christine's heart leapt. She thought, this is it. Our chance. Our freedom. But not everyone agreed. One family. 4 wives. 4 agendas. Janelle saw Utah as financial chaos, another move, more instability. Robyn feared reliving trauma, being exposed again. And Meri? She simply didn't want to go back to the place where old wounds still bled. What Christine saw as opportunity, the others saw as disaster. The family gathered. The cameras rolled. And Christine's hope collided head-on with the resistance of the others. What was supposed to be a discussion turned into a war of emotions. Christine's voice shook as she begged, "This is our chance. Why can't you see it?" But instead of support, she faced walls. Walls of fear. Walls of resentment. Walls that revealed just how divided this family had truly become. This wasn't just about Utah. It was about loyalty. About Christine finally realizing she wanted a different life than the others. A life with roots. A life without Kody's endless moving and broken promises. And fans? They saw it instantly. Online forums lit up, viewers declaring this moment as the spark that ignited Christine's eventual breakaway from the Browns. Christine's hope versus the family's fear. The backlash was swift. Some accused Christine of being selfish. Others hailed her as brave, finally voicing what so many women in polygamy feel but never dare say. The clash wasn't just a family argument, it was a cultural moment. One that marked the beginning of the unraveling. In the end, the Browns stayed, but Christine's heart never did. That Utah debate wasn't just a family squabble, it was a prophecy. The moment Christine realized her dreams could never be fulfilled in a family where her voice was always drowned out. And that realization? It led her straight to freedom, and eventually, to love. From Utah dreams, to Christine's new life. But what do you think? Should the Browns have followed Christine back to Utah? Or was staying put the only way to keep the fragile family together? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. The Utah debate was one of the most unforgettable moments in Sister Wives history. Christine, bright, hopeful, often the family's emotional anchor, finally saw a chance to reclaim her roots when Utah decriminalized polygamy in 2020. To her, it was destiny, a chance to live freely where their story began. But when Christine spoke her heart, she was met not with support, but with silence. Janelle thought it was financially reckless. Robyn, terrified of repeating old trauma, wanted no part of it. And Meri? She saw only pain in returning to a place full of memories and judgment. One woman's hope. 3 women's fear. The family meeting turned explosive. Christine begged, "Why can't you see this is our chance?" Her tears revealed a deeper wound, a wife who had always sacrificed, now daring to ask for something in return. Christine's push wasn't just about geography, it was about identity. For years, she felt overlooked, overshadowed by Kody's shifting affections. Utah wasn't just a home, it was her declaration, "I matter too." But the rejection she faced became a turning point. Fans on Reddit later wrote, "The Utah fight was the exact moment Christine's marriage ended in her heart." Christine deserved better, they ignored her voice again. Meanwhile, Meri's silence during that debate foreshadowed her own journey. Once Kody's first wife, she had been publicly dismissed when Kody admitted he had no romantic feelings for her anymore. Meri's resistance to Utah wasn't about fear of change. It was about knowing she no longer belonged to the family's vision at all. 2 women. 2 silent decisions forming. While Christine eventually left the marriage entirely, Meri shocked the world in her own way. Quietly. Secretly. With almost no warning, she walked down the aisle again, this time to a mystery man, in a ceremony hidden from cameras and hidden from the Browns themselves. Fans were stunned. Was this revenge? Rebirth? Or just Meri finally writing her own chapter after nearly 30 years as Kody's wife? Social media exploded. Meri finally chose herself. Others called it betrayal. How could she remarry without telling her sister wives? And here's where the stories collide. Christine's rejected dream of Utah showed the cracks in the family. Meri's secret wedding showed the collapse. One moment of hope turned into heartbreak. One hidden ceremony turned into freedom. Together, they symbolize the end of what sister wives once promised: unity, faith, and forever. The climax wasn't one dramatic fight, it was a slow unraveling. The Browns weren't just losing Utah. They weren't just losing marriages. They were losing each other. And millions of fans watched it all, in disbelief. From Utah to the secret wedding, the Browns fall from grace. Before Christine ever brought up Utah, cracks had already spread in her marriage with Kody. She had long felt invisible, especially after their move to Flagstaff. Fans remember the heartbreaking scene where Christine broke down, confessing, "I can't do marriage with Kody anymore." By the time Utah came up, her hope wasn't just about location. It was about saving a love that was already slipping away. Was Utah Christine's dream, or her last attempt to hold on to Kody? In 2020, Utah decriminalized polygamy, transforming it from a felony into an infraction. For families like the Browns, this wasn't just legal jargon, it was life-changing. No more fear of raids, no more hiding from law enforcement. But with freedom came fear. Would moving back put them under the microscope of old neighbors, church critics, and a skeptical public? Freedom on paper, but fear in reality. While Christine was fighting for Utah, Meri was fighting to be seen. Fans can't forget when Kody said bluntly on camera, "I don't consider myself married to Meri." That sentence didn't just break Meri, It broke millions of viewers who had followed their love story from the beginning. This humiliation set the stage for her eventual secret wedding. Her silence in the Utah debate? It was the silence of a woman who already knew her marriage was over. Meri's silence wasn't agreement. It was surrender. Social media erupted during the Utah debate episode. One Reddit user wrote, "Christine was begging for her life and nobody heard her." Another countered, "Moving again would have destroyed them financially." Meanwhile, Meri's wedding news years later split fans even harder. Facebook groups flooded with praise. She deserves happiness, while others fumed. She owed the family honesty. The fan base wasn't just watching, they were taking sides. The fans weren't united, just like the Browns. When Christine raises her voice, Janelle crosses her arms. Robyn looks down, blinking back tears. Meri stares at the floor. And Kody? He leans back, distant, as if already checked out. This wasn't just a disagreement, it was body language screaming louder than words. Every pause, every sigh, every tear marking the unraveling of a once united family. Christine's Utah dream ended with her leaving Kody and finding new love. Meri's secret wedding shocked the world, but symbolized her rebirth. But what about Janelle and Robyn? Fans wonder, will Janelle, now living independently, also follow Christine's path? And Robyn, the last wife standing, can her marriage survive when every other branch of the Brown family tree has fallen away? Christine's voice was never truly heard. Meri's happiness was never truly celebrated. Both women, in their own ways, broke free. And while the Browns remain fractured, one truth stands. Their choices have inspired thousands of women to ask, what does freedom mean for me? Christine's dream. Meri's secret. One family's end. But what do you think? Should Christine's Utah dream have been supported? Was Meri right to keep her wedding a secret? Drop your thoughts in the comments because your voice, just like theirs, deserves to be heard. And if you want more sister wives revelations, hidden truths, and untold stories, hit subscribe, tap the bell icon, and join us for the next chapter. Because in this family, the story is never over.